guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liv, short for Olivia. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips to get a better night of sleep. My first tip is to make sure you have a good pillow. I recently bought this pillow just at a store, at a good bedroom store, a good bed store. A good pillow that doesn't hurt my neck and just makes my head feel good has been so life-changing in getting a better sleep. And I also got this throw pillow to go with it because it's just so soft and silky. Anyways, tip number 2 is to get a weighted blanket or throw. This blanket I currently have, it's pretty light because I tend to get really hot and sweaty throughout the night, and I know it sounds gross, but you know, my body's just doing its thing, so I don't like to have a super heavy bedspread. But this weighted blanket, I throw it on the regular bedspread before I go to sleep, and just having the weight on me just really helps me fall asleep. My third tip is to take melatonin and magnesium about 3 hours before going to bed. So the melatonin I've been taking for a while. I used to always take it 10 minutes, 20 minutes before I go to sleep because that's actually what's directed on the bottle. When I asked you guys on Instagram about your tips for getting a better sleep, I actually got a couple messages saying that I should take melatonin up to 4 hours before going to bed. I did some research online and I've been taking my melatonin hours before going to bed, and this has been making a world of a difference. So melatonin is actually the hormone it's the sleep hormone, and it regulates your circadian rhythm. So if you don't make enough melatonin, this can be due to stress, anxiety, which I just experienced obviously with everything that's happened. It's just been really hard for me to fall asleep. So I just take melatonin because I've noticed it has helped me. When I was taking it around 10 p.m., which is my bedtime, I wouldn't fall asleep until 12 or 1 a.m. Obviously, this is super late. So I started taking my melatonin around or after dinner time, so 7ish p.m. And I'm super tired 9-10 p.m. and that has really helped. And then what I've also been doing is taking a tablet of this Meta Relax, which is just basically magnesium with some other vitamins added to it just to help the absorption. Magnesium is a mineral that we all need. It's super important in relaxing our bodies. So on this package it says it helps with stress, exhaustion, fatigue, and it's really good for muscles. So I was actually recommended this Meta Relax Magnesium by one of my friends from the gym when I was having a lot of tense muscles in my back and in my legs and in my arms. She was like, go get Meta Relax. It's magnesium and it's really good if you work out a lot because it relaxes your muscles. So I picked them up, and I used to take kind of as needed, whenever I had stiff muscles or just was kind of having headaches or tension headaches or whatever. But now I actually take it every single night along with my melatonin, and I have found that this pair just works magically. Magnesium, so the mineral magnesium, it's in a lot of foods. I don't know exactly which, but you can look that up yourself. But it's a mineral that we all need, and it actually activates the parasympathetic nervous system. So not the sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight response, but the parasympathetic nervous system is the system you want to be in when you're relaxed. So when you're eating, or when you're trying to go to sleep, or just when you're meditating, when you're doing anything calming, you want to be in your parasympathetic nervous system. And melatonin and magnesium work really well together because magnesium gets you into that kind of relaxed mode, and then when you have enough melatonin, which is your like sleep hormone, that's when you're at like the peak of your relaxation and you can fall asleep easier. Another supplement I've started taking is CBD oil. You probably heard of CBD oil before because it's kind of gained popularity in the last couple of years, but I never really felt drawn to try it because I didn't really know much about it. But when I asked on my story polls on Instagram if you guys had any sleep tips, I actually got a ton of messages recommending CBD. So I was like, you know what, why not try it? So I currently am working with Max. They make collagen. Their collagen is my favorite collagen to take, especially their marine collagen, because it's very sustainable and it's sourced from wild caught codfish. So it's just one of the most sustainable collagens you can get. But anyways, collagen aside, we're here for sleep tips. Max also sells CBD oil. And this is like really high quality CBD oil because it's organic and it's broad spectrum. And honestly, I'm no CBD expert, but I have read that like the broad spectrum CBD is the best one to take. Again, I am no expert in this area, so if you want to know more about CBD, I would research it yourself. But I just take one drop on my tongue together with the melatonin and magnesium, and to be completely honest, it does not taste good at all. It kind of just tastes like oil mixed with like really bitter hemp seeds, because that's what it is obviously, but it doesn't taste good. But I just take a drop on my tongue and then eat something after it, or drink some water, drink some tea, and it's totally fine. It helps me get really relaxed, and it has also just really helped my anxiety a lot. CBD has been great for me. So while we're talking about tea and water and what to drink / eat after CBD, my fifth tip is to have some tea with chamomile or lavender or both. Obviously not a lot, because otherwise you have to wake up and go pee a ton of times, which is my case because I do eat and drink a lot before bed, but I'm working on it. Chamomile and lavender are just two really relaxing herbs, and just drinking some tea before bed just really helps also relax me. And I mean, relaxation is the key word in getting a good night's sleep, because obviously if you're not relaxed, if you're hyper or anything, if you're in your fight or flight response, you're not gonna want to fall asleep. That's just doesn't go together. So I really like the nighttime tea from Puka, or I really also like Celestial Seasonings chamomile lavender tea. Yogi tea has a lot of really nice like sleep chamomile lavender teas. So I mean, there's a ton out there. Just pick your favorite tea brand, stick with it. Tip number 6 is to diffuse essential oils before bed. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know I recently purchased the starter kit from Young Living, which is an essential oil company that creates some of the highest quality essential oils on the planet. So I ordered the diffuser along with a starter kit, and before bed what I found really helps is to diffuse lavender and frankincense. So I'm not really sure about the frankincense oil, like what's in it or what causes it to be good, but Wildly Wholesome, so Sherilyn from Wildly Wholesome recommended this mix to me for bedtime, and it is amazing. So just like with the tea, lavender is just really calming. I also like to rub some on my wrist and then like just inhale it or rub some on my pillow. It just is really, really relaxing. So if you have essential oils, have a diffuser, have any Young Living oils, 4 drops of lavender and 4 drops of frankincense, diffuse it, it's magical. Tip number 7 is to set your alarm clock at the latest possible time that you are allowed to wake up. So what I was doing for a really long time is I had this goal for the new year, or should I say intention? I like the word intention better, to wake up earlier. So I have been waking up at like 8:30 every day. But with like the winter, because it's been so hot, like it's light out, like the sun rises so late, that it was just so easy to just like sleep until 8:39 and then finally wake up. But I was really frustrated about this because, I mean, your days are a lot shorter, so I feel more rushed, and I feel like I wasn't getting stuff done that I wanted to. So I started setting my alarm clock earlier, at like 6:37. But since I was so not used to this huge change, I would be like, oh, you know, I still have until 8 to get up. So I would turn my alarm off and then sleep till 8:30 anyways. This wasn't helping me because I was being interrupted at 6:37. So the extra hour of sleep I was getting until 8 wasn't that high quality deep sleep that makes us feel rested and energized. So if you know that you have like till a certain amount of time to sleep, there's no point in setting your alarm clock earlier, because in the morning you're just gonna tell yourself like, ugh, I still have until 8 to sleep anyways, so I'll just keep sleeping. Like that kind of totally ruins the point. So for me, what has helped wake up earlier is to set my alarm clock at a time that I knew I would be ready to wake up at. I know my body, and I'm not someone who likes to wake up super early, especially in the winter, because it's just like pitch dark outside. And if you have nothing like kind of telling you like you need to get up because you need to be here at this time, you're not going to get up at that time. So now I set my alarm at 8 o'clock, because I know that's like the maximum amount of the maximum lateness I'm allowed to get up at, if that makes sense, to like get to my classes on time, get work done, that kind of stuff. Ever since I started doing that, I found that I've started waking up before my alarm clock, so which is actually a lot better, because that means your body is naturally waking up at a time that feels good for your body. And then bouncing off of clocks, alarm clocks, all that kind of stuff, tip number 8 is to block any alarm clocks you have in your room, so that you don't know the time if you do wake up during the night. So something that I was doing like a ton, which actually, now looking back, I think definitely contributed to my insomnia, was having my alarm clock right next to my bed. And it's one of those wake up light clocks, so you can just see the time throughout the whole night. I would just constantly, if I couldn't fall asleep, I would constantly be checking the time, and it would be 10, it would be 11, it would be 12, and the later it got, the more anxious I got, because I was like, oh my god, I'm not falling asleep. And the more anxious you get, the harder it is to fall asleep. So it becomes just like this vicious cycle. Like the more you check, the more anxious you get, which makes it harder to fall asleep, which makes it easier to keep on checking. So something I read online was to make sure that you didn't know the time, because I'm also someone who has to go to the bathroom a couple times a night, because I do eat and drink before bed, as you guys probably know from my Instagram stories. Like oatmeal before bed with tea, always so good. But anyways, when I would like wake up and it would be 5 a.m. I would be like, oh my god, no, I only have a couple more hours to fall asleep. And again, this caused anxiety, which made it impossible for me to fall back asleep, and then you're super tired again. So I literally just use a Lululemon headband, but you could use anything. You could use tape, a towel, like just a shirt. I don't even know. Do your thing. Just block the time so that throughout the whole night you don't know what time it is. Tip number 9 is kind of just a combination of tips, but I just all grouped it into one because it has to do with electronics. So I'm sure you've all heard the good old electronic tip before is to just not go on electronics before bedtime. Because there's so much blue light in laptops, iPhones, iPads, TV screens. That's just what keeps you awake. So I did write a review on blue light glasses on my blog, so I will link it in the description box. And it kind of just is all about blue light and the effects of blue light on us and our eyes. That's just the kind of light that messes up your circadian rhythm, which I talked about with my melatonin tip number 3. So blue light tricks your mind into thinking it's daytime while it's actually nighttime. And if your body thinks it's daytime, it's not gonna relax, it's not gonna prepare itself for bed, which is why I do not recommend going on any electronics at least an hour before bed. Then also bouncing off of this, I turn my phone on airplane mode when I'm gonna go to bed, because it just ensures that I don't get any notifications during the nighttime. And then when I wake up in the morning and like check my phone to see what time it is, I have no notifications. So it also just helps me wake up in a more relaxed way versus, oh my god, like I just woke up and I have to answer all these messages, I have to answer all these emails, I have to do all this. Just helps you wake up in a more relaxed way. Bouncing off of electronics and blue light and all that good stuff. Tip number 10 is to wear blue light glasses before bed. So if we're being realistic, not all of us have the luxury of putting our phones away like 2 hours before bed, because a lot of stuff happens on the phones. I have to be accessible, like if my sisters or parents need to call me, if they need to know where I am, if they want to know how I'm doing. Like it's not always just feasible to like put your phone away at like 8 p.m. and then just like sign off. I mean, sometimes you can do that, but like a lot of the time you can't, and a lot of the time I am working. I just have to like finish blog posts, I have to get posts ready for the next day, I have to edit YouTube videos like I'm doing right now. So it's just not possible sometimes to put your phone away like a long time before you're going to bed. So blue light glasses have just really helped me with that. Also because I just love watching Netflix before bedtime, because yeah, I mean, it just, come on, it's Netflix before bedtime. Who doesn't like to do that? Sometimes I do like to read too. It just kind of depends on what I'm feeling. But when I am like behind my laptop before bed, like until 8 or 9, blue light glasses just have helped me not be overstimulated by the blue light. So those are my 10 tips to get a better night's sleep. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. If you want to see more healthy recipes, lifestyle tips, behind the scenes in my life, make sure to check out my blog, livelabelfree.com, or my Instagram at livelabelfree. I hope to see you there. Bye guys.